My daughter's 4 years old. I am an anti-racist educator, quote unquote. She's still watching Disney movies and she is choosing a white princess over princesses of color.
Have you talked to her about that?
All the time.
My 3-year-old daughter her favorite princess is Moana.
Love it.
It's a good sign.
Yeah.
But then I also thought, there's a little bit of cultural appropriation here. She wants to be Moana for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we navigate that? Do I go and buy the Pacific Islander native attire for my white 3-year-old?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
But I guess what we might call the Moana problem here is what, on one hand, there's cultural appropriation. On the other hand, there's gravitating towards white characters.
Right.
So it's almost like no matter which way you go, you end up back in racism.
We think every space belongs to us because we live in a white supremacist society.
Is America an inherently racist country?
I think the word inherent is challenging there. If we say... Fundamentally, yes. America is racist to its bones. All of the...
So inherently.
Yeah.
So Matt Walsh and the Daily Wire have this forthcoming movie titled Am I Racist? It comes out next Friday, I believe. Now, I haven't always been the biggest fan, and I'm not the biggest fan of Matt Walsh and the Daily Wire because they tend to paint black people in a negative light at times. They are the ones who sometimes stir up this animosity, this division that we have seen in America when it comes to different ethnicities. They play into that because they get clicks and likes by playing into that. So I'm not the biggest Daily Wire and Matt Walsh fan. However, this trailer that I saw is revealing because it shows you who really wants to destroy and who really hates America. Liberal white women. They hate America. And if you trace the history of a lot of the movements that have been detrimental in America and detrimental to black people, you will find a liberal white woman. Going back to the conclusion of the Civil War, when black men were fighting to get their voting rights, do you know the group that was actually fighting against them and plotting against them? White women. Because the suffrage movement for women had not taken place yet. And so initially, you had people like Susan B. Anthony helping out Frederick Douglass and helping black men secure their right to vote because they thought they would get their right to vote right after that. But when that did not happen, guess who tried to sabotage black men? Yeah, those same white women. So liberal white women have been at the forefront of what has led to a lot of the ills that we face in society. I'm not painting all white women in that light. There'll be a broad brush and I'm not doing it. But the radical liberal white women are the ones that want to destroy America. Going back to Gloria Steinem and the 70s and all the things that they were pushing with feminism and the push that they did during the sexual revolution. All those things have led to the fundamental erosion of morals, fundamental erosion of a biblical worldview, fundamental erosion of what it means to be an American and what America really means. And they've really done a number with this DEI stuff. They're the ones that have benefited the most from DEI. So while I may not always be the biggest fan of Matt Walsh and the Daily Wire, this trailer was revealing.
Let's be clear what's happening in this country. It's Nazism. Republicans are Nazis.
Okay, to set the stage for this. So about 3 or so years ago, this group used to go around and talk to white women and essentially get paid for telling white women how racist they were, playing upon white guilt. So that's the stage of these kind of dinners. I forgot the name of the dinner. Somebody posted in the comments if you know. But you had these two people who would go around to rich white women and tell them how racist they were. Crazy, right? And they would get paid for that.
Cannot separate yourselves from the bad white people.
Growing up in the 90s, I never thought much about race. Sure, you noticed, but it never really seemed to matter that much. At least not to me.
Being a white, straight, cisgender man is the top of the pile.
I'm on the top of the pile. That's me. Am I racist?
I would really appreciate it if you left.
I'm trying to learn. I'm on this journey.
Can you please leave?
If I'm going to sort this out, I need to go deeper undercover. If I want to be an ally, I need to look like one.
What is racism?
Martin Luther King said not to judge people by the...
Martin Luther King said a lot of stuff.
Is America inherently racist? What the is that?
The word inherent is challenging there. America is racist to its bones. All of the...
So inherent.
Yeah.
The entire system has to burn. And I'm not going to even use save this country. This country is not worth saving. This country is a piece of shit.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
They gon' say I'm racist.
Joining us now is Matt, certified DEI expert.
Here's my certification. Where are you guys in your anti-racist journeys? So I'll look around the room and point to who we believe is the most racist person in the room. We want to rename the George Washington Monument to the George Floyd Monument. Would you mind signing it? If you will. What do you think about this issue of heteronormativity and how it intersects with the broader structures of racism in society?
They gon' say I'm racist.
What's up with white people? What are you doing to decenter your whiteness? Who's making it the center? Why are you doing that? And what you're doing is you're stretching out of your whiteness. This is more for you in this field. White
Folks,
White
trash, white supremacy, white woman, white boy, white entitlement,
White.
centering, white silence.
Is there a black person around here? Or this black person right here? Does he not exist?
They gon' say I'm racist.
Hi, Robin.
Hi. And what's your name?
I'm Matt.
Matt. Hi, Matt.
Nice to meet you.
Just had to ask who you are because you have to be careful.
Never be too careful.
They gon' say you racist.
That is crazy. So that last person he had on the couch that he was speaking to at the end of the trailer is Robin DiAngelo. She was the darling of the anti-racist movement. She just was recently exposed for being a fraud, that she had plagiarized a lot of the things she had written about from a black person or an Asian person. So that goes to show you, these people are frauds. These liberal white women that are in academia, that are in the media, that are in science, that are in the public speaking about this stuff, mostly are frauds. And they're doing it because they're capitalizing upon the white guilt that a lot of people are feeling. Please, please don't feel guilty for something you did not do. And don't feel that you have to repay for something that you did not do. I'm not here blaming people who have less melanin than me for something that happened 200 or 250 years ago. Now, I know that it has an impact in terms of where certain people start, but you are not responsible for that. Just because your family may have owned slaves 200 years ago doesn't mean that you are racist, doesn't mean that you are a white supremacist. And just because our ancestors may have been slaves 200 years ago doesn't mean that I am a victim, and doesn't mean that I will struggle in life because of what has happened to people in the past. The past has no direct impact upon the present unless you allow it to, unless you give it the life that it's looking for. You give it life. Life and death is in the power of the tongue, and those who love it shall eat thereof. If you love drudging up the past, if you love feeling a victim, you will remain a victim. We have to get out of this victim mentality, but it's the DEI people, it's the liberal white women who push this stuff, who constantly remind white people of their inherent evil and black people of their inherent victimization. Oppressor, oppressed dynamic. Marxist, communist dynamic. Because they want to use that to destroy America. You heard what that woman said in that video. She said America's not worth saving. That's what they think. She wants to burn it all down and remake it in a Marxist, communist, socialist image. She wants to build up a matriarchal culture in America. That's exactly what she wants to do. That's why I say liberal white women hate America. They do. They hate America and they want to destroy it. And they're going to use whoever they can to do it. Why do you think I saw this woman with a t-shirt on yesterday saying elect women? Their ultimate goal is to establish a matriarchal culture. And that is not the order that God has ordained. We're not victims. We are empowered for greatness.